As Africans, we were taught to be polite, but we were not taught to be emotionally skilled. And those are not the same, because in many African homes, just like other continents, politeness meant don't confront, don't embarrass, don't speak too directly, don't challenge the elder, don't question authority. So we mastered manners, and that was great. But now we did not master the emotional regulation that came with it. And so as we entered adulthood, workplaces, leadership rooms, we started struggling, because emotional intelligence meant something totally different. Honest communication with emotional safety. I am from an African culture, and I know many other continents experience this. Relationships are deeply shaped by hierarchy, perception, respect, and assumptions. So many of us were trained to keep the peace, but sometimes what we call peace is avoidance. And avoidance doesn't protect relationships. Avoidance delays the pain, and the path delayed becomes resentment. So you'll see it in the home, in the marriage, in in-law dynamics, in friendships, and in the office. People are smiling, but they are not okay. Avoidance is not peace. Silence is not maturity. And politeness without clarity creates a lot of resentment. You can be respectful and direct. You can be humble and honest. You can honor your elders and communicate with clarity. This is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence does not erase our culture. It upgrades it. So here's a framework that will help you get through these moments, still being honorable and humble, but now honest and emotionally intelligent. It's called the polite reframe. The P, pause the avoidance. Silence delays problems. It doesn't dissolve them. In African culture, we usually want to wait for the right time, months, days, but sometimes the right time never comes. That opportunity is in the moment. So let me give you an example. When you are with a family member, an elder, or someone you highly respect, instead of avoiding a difficult issue for 3 months, you go in and say, good evening, dad, mom, good evening, XX, good evening, auntie, uncle. Please, may I speak with you for 5 minutes? I want to address something on my mind. It may be small now, but I don't want it to become big. That's not disrespect. That's emotional maturity. At work, instead of keeping quiet and complaining to others later, you say, good morning, good afternoon, sir, madam, or Mr., Mrs., or first name basis, because the corporate culture requests it. May I have 10 minutes to clarify something? I want to make sure I'm aligned. The O, observe emotional signals. What's unspoken is still loud. African homes are filled with signals, tone, silence, side comments, facial expressions, mood shifts. Emotionally intelligent people don't pretend not to notice. They observe without accusation. For example, if you have an in-law or you are married into a home, instead of saying you are always angry, you say, I've noticed that you've been quieter than usual these past few days. This alone changes the relationship and the context. Or you could add, did I do something? Or is something weighing on you that you're happy to share? Observation is not confrontation. It's care with awareness. L, language with care. Direct doesn't mean disrespectful. In African culture, tone is everything. So emotionally intelligent people learns to speak clearly with respectful framing. So here's a culturally intelligent phrase you can use. Please, I would want to better understand. I respect you and I also need clarity on this issue. May I share a thought respectfully? I appreciate you and I want to express something honestly. This is not a challenge, please. I'm just trying to align with you. So to our parents or to our elders or to someone you are close to, maybe older, you shouldn't use, when I speak, you don't listen. Just say, I respect you a lot. So I would really appreciate if you let me finish my sentence, and I would be happy to listen to your response. This helps me express myself well. This is emotional intelligence with culture. Intentional timing. Choose the right moment, not endless waiting. African elders like it best when they are calm. They are not publicly pressured. So one key thing you must remember with our older dads, uncles, family members, they don't like pressure when they are just returning from work or not when guests are sitting there. So early in the morning, you can come to them, please, can I come and see you this evening? Or please, may I pass by early tomorrow morning? Or please, may I have the good time for you that I can come home this weekend and see you? This is culturally intelligent and emotionally skilled. Let me give you a work example. You don't speak in a meeting when emotions are high, but you say, can we take this offline for 5 minutes after the meeting? Or can I have a few minutes with you after the meeting? Or go to them directly. This protects dignity, but still keeps you honest. The T, truth with empathy. Say it kindly, but say it. This is where many Africans struggle. We fear saying the truth or breaking the relationship, but actually unspoken truth breaks the relationship anyway. So example, in your marriage, love relationship, instead of silent punishment, you can say, I care about you, so I want us to be honest. When you did X, it hurt me. I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to understand and repair. Sometimes you can even proceed with this statement. For your in-laws, instead of gossiping or telling your spouse, or only you say it respectfully, just say, I value peace and also clarity. So when I hear certain comments, I feel dismissed. Can we agree on how we communicate moving forward so I don't offend you? That is emotional intelligence. The E, emotional safety. Create space for response every time you say a word so people don't retaliate. In African environments or many others like it, people retaliate because they fear punishment, insults, silent treatment, embarrassment, or being labeled as disrespectful. But when you're emotionally intelligent, communication says, I'm sharing this because I value the relationship. I'm open to hearing you too. That single act can change the game. Emotional safety for response. Let's be clear. Politeness is manners. Emotional intelligence is mastery. Politeness says don't spoil things. Emotional intelligence says let's repair things. Because in our culture, perception and assumption are powerful. So when we counteract that with context, respect, clarity, appreciation, timing, and truth with empathy, you would be surprised, because when politeness meets clarity, relationships grow and they don't fracture. So in love, in family, with parents, with elders, with in-laws, and even in your workplace, this can change the game. Practice the framework, even sometimes before it happened. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs it, especially someone who thinks silence and avoidance is maturity. Subscribe, because this channel is where we build human skills that actually work in culture, in leadership, in real life relationships. See you next time. Take care.